let's get this started. Welcome in, everybody. Let's swap this over so people can see what we're doing today. Yeah! Welcome back, everybody. It is Wednesday. It is August 10th. We are doing more D&D drawings. We're doing reviewer suggestions today. If you have not had a chance to submit a D&D character to draw today in the community section, you're welcome to put them in the chat, as well as just hanging out, watching some stuff. We're going to start off today by drawing a rugby, and then we will go from there to rolling a dice and seeing which characters we draw. That's kind of the way we do it. So, other than that, we're just going to hang out, talk about D&D, talk about art, talk about food. We usually talk about food. And that's it. That's the plan for today. Hope everybody had a wonderful week. I spent the last few days getting a lot of the old Discord and Draw arts posted to Pinterest. So if you'd like to go check those out, you're very welcome to. I probably need to put a link to that somewhere. I'm not actually sure where I would do that. I will figure that out and put it in the chat, or put it in the description. Megumi, hello, how are you today? Let's draw some rugby. There's a possum living under my shed. I'm not sure what to do about it. Part of me is like, possum can possum. I don't give a shit. But the cat is not happy about it. We have a ton of suggestions today, so I don't know if we should bang through a bunch of them or if we should just stream for a long time today. We'll see what happens. Try to stream a little longer than normal. Have another possum get it out. Need to hire a possum to exterminate the other possum. It's a possum hitman scenario going on here. You'd think my cat would be able to deal with it, but I think Pixel got chased into the other neighbor's yard yesterday and got trapped. So Pixel's not as tough as he thinks he is. Listening to the wonderful music of Will Savino again today. Once again, not a sponsor, but definitely worth checking out. Link to his Patreon down below. Makes wonderful D&D music for streamers and D&D games. It's good stuff. I think today's going to be pretty chill. I think that's my goal for the day, is to just have a chill day. A little bit of commission work to do tonight. I probably won't stream, so I'm just gonna get that done after this. Commissions are open if people are looking. I have a few more slots left for this month. Posted my new commission prices, and I think I'd like to start making, I can make tokens for people, which I think should be a lot easier. I think that's maybe people are capable of making their own tokens, but I think I should make some more token borders so people can have a choice. Or I could put the token borders out for free and then let people make their own. That would be kind of fun. Definitely for the Patreon members. 100%. I want to do that for the Patreon members. What if we give rugby a little bit of a chin strap? That'd be cool. Defense floof rugby. In any case, hello, Giru, how are you doing? Considering this rugby is already a bit fluffier than most, I propose Hyper Fluff Rugby. Hyper Fluff Rugby is a good name. We could make him real fluff. I haven't been putting his feather on. I don't know if you guys knew this, but he's got plumage. He's got to make himself look fancy by sticking a feather in his cap. For those of you that don't know rugby is our little mascot, Goblin. It's a goblin dressed like a bugbear. He's a floof goblin. People keep telling me to make rugby and kobold plushies, but it's like, I don't know where to start. I don't know where to start with that. I need to find somebody that would want to do that. And money to pay them. I'll probably start a Kickstarter. Kickstarter for a rugby plushie. Do a run of like 100 of them or something. That could be fun. Well, good to know that my ability to draw today is already skewed by my chair. Rugby's a god. I don't know if he's a god. He's definitely a goblin. The only deity I've ever made has been what was it? Mayonnaise, which I feel like mayonnaise might even be like a slur that people call. We might need to come up with a real name for that. Ooh, that made him look sinister. I don't want sinister rugby. Maximum derp. There we go. Maximum derp would be. Been trying the Yu Yu Hakusho recently. Oh, been binging. And I've come to realize that Yusuke, I don't know who that is an undying warlock who puts all of his eldritch invocations. Something. Let me look at this. Discord is too wide. I can't read all of it. There we go. Into Eldritch Blast. Anyways, how are you today? I'm doing well today. How are you today, Tixel? Rugby has only enemies he must scare to scare him. He must be scary to scare him? I mean, no, that's not the case. He's just... I think Rugby is too focused on his work to have lots of friends. But you always collect enemies regardless, so... I think we're ready. I think we're ready to roll. I never watched Yu Yu Hakusho. Not like for any reason. Didn't ever watch it. I'm thinking of Inuyasha anyways, so I really don't know what Yu Yu Hakusho is. Like, I'm a whole anime separate from what I thought I was thinking of. Which I still didn't watch Inuyasha either. 20! Alright, a Warforged or Android Assassin. That's a pretty good one. That's from Garrett. So the way this works, I have a huge list of all the suggestions that have been put down so far. And if I roll a die, I go to that one. I'm going to do it. Oh, he's like a detective, right? He's like a ghost detective or something. He's got finger guns. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I think that's a good warlock. All right, here we go. Warforged assassin, huh? Do a Warforged assassin. Oh, can I do a Warforged assassin? I'm just gonna draw IG-88 from Star Wars. I just watched Sandman, so I've got double crow, raven, mask face in my brain. Because I normally do. Like, that's just how my head is normally. But, more so now. Doubly so. Sandman is a great comic series. I like it. I like it a lot. It gets dark. It gets real dark at some points, which is a little rough, but like, it's good. It talks about human nature, I think, or at least like the perceived nature of humans through the eyes of deities, which I think is kind of cool. Yesterday on Twitch, we drew a... Oh, what is it called? I want to say Robo Gnome, but that's not right. It's Tech Gnome? That's not right either. Some sort of robotic gnome. Auto gnome. Thank you. There we go. Yeah, look good. We got it. Bionic Hello. It's not for the faint of heart. And it's not a superhero comic, even though it has DC heroes in it. Yeah, exactly. Neil Gaiman is one of my favorite authors. He's up there. Have read many of his books and short stories. Highly recommend them. Did you watch The Boys? I watched the first season of The Boys and I decided not to watch any more of it. I'm not super into that style of storytelling. Though the story, I think, it's a good story and it's worth telling. I think the way they treat violence and gore is not appropriate. So I haven't watched it. Any of the new ones. Who's your favorite D&D character you've played so far? That's a tough one. Who's my favorite D&D character? I mean, I think nostalgia-wise, Doc was my first really like the one I played the longest for a long time. And he's a cleric. But honestly, I haven't really played him since I finished that campaign. Whereas Rook, my Dragoon, I've tried to play several times, and I love. He's just a human fighter. It's really fun. It's really fun, and I tried him many times, but it never really goes very far. So, and then Antic is my rogue that I keep trying to remake. The last time I made him was a soul knife, and I didn't like it as far. I think the D&D ninja or the Pathfinder ninja is really fun. It's probably one of my favorites, and it's just not the same in D&D. But yeah, I really like Antic. He's a ninja war priest, which is a hoot. Also has a bird mask. He's got ice powers. He's a holy ice ninja, and I love it. I love it a bunch. His build is based around a lot of shurikens, like throwing as many shurikens as possible. Very Naruto style, but like the shurikens actually do something because they all do sneak attack damage. It's pretty great. But in D&D, like it's really limited. It's really limited because of the way the soul knife works. So it's not as... You can't do the same build. It's all about numbers. Goldtooth, hello. Human fighters are boring. Pfft, wrong. I mean, they're boring. They're super boring, but I love them. I love them to death. I made a whole YouTube video about them. If you haven't seen the Why You Should Play Fighters video, go check that out. Or the human video. They're both the same video. It's amazing, and I love it. The Kobold King has finally arrived. I don't have coffee with me, but I do have a jug full of tea, so that will suffice for now. That's good. Giant jug of tea is pretty nice. I might start drinking more tea. I'm almost out of... Oh my gosh, have I been... Oh, okay. For a second there, I thought we were on the title page. And then I almost had a panic attack. How are you today, Goldtooth? Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good week. Big fan of this Ultron Shin. It's one of my favorite robotic faces. Trying to incorporate like a skull into a plate while still maintain the face shape. I love it. I was joking. Yeah, I know it's fine. Like, I assumed as much with the Patrick Starfish talking, but no, it was an easy way for me to plug some videos. I'm trying very hard to make the YouTube videos more viewable, which doesn't make a lot of sense, and it's kind of the, I guess, business side of YouTube is trying to make things discoverable and have people find them. Because right now, like, I think even though we have quite a few subscribers, like 50% of the views from all the videos are coming from browsing. People are just finding them. So there's definitely a means of getting more people to watch. I just have to figure that out. So comments are great. Shares are great. Word of mouth is great. for everybody here, thank you for participating and talking in the chat. It's very helpful. Thank you for your viewer suggestions. There's a lot of really good ones today. I'm excited. I'm very excited. We got some pirate music going on today. That's interesting. Which is a muscle that goes from your top arms to go across? It attaches to the thumb. Okay, so it's this muscle and it goes over here and comes up. Yeah. There we go. That's right. That looks right. So something weird about the Warforged. I was watching an interview with Jeremy Crawford and Chris. Oh, that's weird. Chris Perkins. I almost said Chris Pines. I'm like, Chris Pines doesn't do D&D like that. Chris Perkins. They were talking about the Warforged, which are supposed to be more of a living creature instead of a construct, and it's just like, meh, I liked them better when they were constructs. So I've been pretty hard into that. I've been seeing more of your posts on Pinterest. That's good, because I posted like 400 things yesterday. What about you, Rook? It sounds like you have a sniffles in the moments or allergies. Did you catch a cold? No, it's just allergies. It's raining really hard today, so everything's kind of like compressed. And my nose is just stuffed up, which is part of the course. Part of the course. I could go shoot a whole bunch of drugs up my nose, but I don't want to do that yet. My allergy pill things will wait. Body entity that can walk through walls can be beaten to death with a stick. Angry furry, immune to stick damage, doesn't even fetch. That's a pretty good D&D logic meme. I was thinking about putting a subreddit on the Rookzer0 out of context site for memes, just so people could post D&D memes there. But I guess we kind of have that in the Discord. I don't know if people would be interested in like a D&D memes video. Zach, the viewers will spread like carrion products all within time. I hope so. One of these days I'll wake up and one of my videos will have like 100,000 views and I'll just be like, yes, I finally made it. I've finally come here and done the thing. Well, we'll see what happens. Back when I was doing games on the Tandem Gamer channel, I did a cooking video where I made a cast iron skillet chicken dinner for PUBG, and overnight it got like 30,000, 40,000 views, and I was just like, yeah! But one, I wasn't monetized at the time, and two, I think it was all bots. I think bots just like ate the video, because that was it. That was the only video that got seen. I got no subscribers from it. It was just all like a pouring in of views. So it was a really cool feeling of being like, oh, a thing happened, but like nothing really happened. Nothing came out of it, and I was like, that's a bummer. I was talking about Jeremy Crawford and Chris Perkins. They were talking about the Warforged and the Auto Gnomes, and yeah, they were talking about like, I like the idea that the Warforged are specifically this actual, like, they're supposed to be living creatures, right? But they also, like, they don't have souls, or they do have souls. It's like a gray area. And they're made out of this like living wood, and my whole thought is like, that's the weirwood. Like, I love the weirwood because they're basically animated living trees created by wizards, or at least they're made out of magical wood. They're made out of weirwood that allows magic to like seep into it and give them life, and I love that concept. And I think they took that idea and turned it into the Warforged. So I think somewhere in there, there's a mixing happened between the two concepts that made it something wholly new, and I don't know. I like the weirwood. I might try to make a weirwood character for Pathfinder, but mimics are everything, Rook. That's kind of what I said. It's out of context, but that's fair. Remember, you're not clickbait or a content farm, so YouTube won't really plug you as much. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying very hard not to be clickbaity. One of the last videos I put up, I tried to put like kind of a saucy title, and it didn't really help that much, I don't think. What was it? It was the... Oh, it was the shifters. My shifters are bad, but not really. Warforged are made of wood used as muscles and alchemy blood as well, along with wood and metal from the outside. Yeah. Which was, once again, I think they based that off of the weirwood versus traditional constructs from like 3rd edition. Because the traditional constructs were, you can make them out of anything. Like you can make them out of weirwood. That was an option. Just made them more like magically inclined. But they were very much soulless automatons. You could play them as a character, but like healing magic didn't affect them and stuff like that. I really liked that. Did I ever do I think I talked about constructs a ton in the Warforged video, so that's probably fine. But the Undead video also bled really hard into constructs. So over the last few months, as this video series has been growing, I've been trying to spend more time on each drawing. I hope people are enjoying that. I think my art is getting a lot better for it, because I'm actually spending time on my line thicknesses and stuff. But because of that, I'm not drawing as much, and the question was posited if people would like me to start doing a Friday live stream as well. If I started doing that, it would be 2 live streams a week. I don't know how that pops up on other people's YouTube channels. I don't know if that's too much, like it starts cluttering things. Let me know. Let me know your thoughts. Because, like, yeah, more content's always great. The last few videos I've released on, like, Saturday mornings. I think that works pretty good. Saturday or Tuesdays. But I don't know if people have enough suggestions for 2 a week. Part of it could be that if we get enough suggestions on Monday, we just have an extra live stream to do more. Because, like, today, I'm not going to get through the 20 plus that I have. I might get 4 or 5. So, yeah, maybe we can do another 4 or 5 on Friday. Let me know. I do not know how I feel about that, because me as a Warforged is a mechanical construct that was given sentience, not just some spirit that inhabits a wooden body. Yeah, they're very different feeling, right? Like, I feel like they are 2 different things. I like both concepts, but for different reasons. Something Chris Perkins was saying about the autognomes is that the autognomes are specifically supposed to have souls, because they are the pinnacle of dwarf or gnomish craftsmanship. Like, they craft part of themselves physically sometimes. Like they were saying, it's very possible that the creator actually put part of themselves into the robot. But gifting the robot auto gnome life through their skill, craftsmanship, care, makes them have a soul, which is cool. I like that. So like healing magic does work on them specifically because of what they are, and I'm like, that's a cop out, but also I like that idea. Here's how you do 6,000 damage at level 1 by not reading the spell descriptions. Yeah, right. The worst egregious thing I've seen with that is like, here's how you do 6,000 damage at level 1. Start as a level 1 druid. Take 5 levels of something else. It's like, that's not level 1. That's level 6 to start. Like, what are you doing? Ugh. Bleh. Yeah, that's a big thing. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I want people to walk away with something actionable at the end of my videos. Something that if you take to your DM, the DM will be like, you make a good point. Let's do that, not start a fight. That was the other one, the Thrycreen video, like how to do 5 attacks at level 1. I thought that would get people's goat, but like it makes sense. You can totally do it. You have 5 arms. It's not going to be great, but you can do it. There should be more aquatic familiars. I could see that. There's not too many aquatic campaigns. Like you have the Grung, the turtles and the Katoa, I guess. I've had a few people I've talked to with older D&D and Pathfinder play like Merfolk campaigns. Those are really cool. But yeah, like the aquatic companions or familiars, I don't think are very common because there's not a lot of use for them, you know. Unless you want to put like a crab. A crab would be. I think you can be a crab. Or you're saying you can only have the octopus or the crab. Okay. The only reason I have issues with the Warforged is because you're supposed to be a metal construct, and there's not many races in Dungeons and Dragons that allow you to just be something that's not made of flesh. Yeah, and that's why I like the Warforged, especially if you go for like the different types of body forms you can use and different types of materials. Trying to think of other ones. Yeah, I don't know if there any are, because there's really constructs, golems, and Warforged. I think those are the three options. 9 what? Let's see. What are some of the other ones I've had for pets? I definitely allow you to do pretty much any fish. Eel, I think, used to be one. Snakes are semi-aquatic. You could probably do a turtle of some kind. Technically, bears are aquatic. Just hear me out. Hear me out on this. I think most bears can swim. So maybe they're not aquatic, but they're amphibious? Is that the right? I don't remember the term. Aqueous? Someone double check that for me. But I'm pretty sure bears count as aquatic creatures. There is a very non-zero number amount of moose that get eaten by orcas every year. Like, it is part of their diet. Treasure Woman, hello, welcome in. So a moose could be a aquatic familiar. I would allow that. I might have to play this character. This looks awesome. Raven Warforged. I guess the other alternative would be like a war priest of the Raven Queen. That could be really fun. Just ride the moose into the ocean. Oh yeah, it'd be totally fine. It would love it. Unpopular opinion. Oh no, here we go. Having drawbacks to picking races can be very good, especially flavor or something similar. Like example, some bug people having to keep dry, or they suffer scale rot. Yeah, that's cool. Polar bears are technically aquatic mammals. Exactly what I was thinking. Yeah, so the 5th edition stance is no drawbacks, right? Like, they only want benefits. And they did that purposefully, right? Sorry, Goldtooth, I just saw your text here in the Discord. I see you're doing wishes again, but I'm going to have to ask, have you ever gotten to the rich knoll that I suggested last time? I have not. I don't remember. Did we talk about a rich knoll? I don't remember that one. We will have to talk about that. I totally forgot that. Yeah, let's sit down and talk about that, because I don't remember that. Like, I vaguely remember the idea. I didn't know if it was that actually a commissioned idea, or was that just something you wanted to to add to the list of suggestions, because we can do that. I think I did. Did we do something like that? There might be original somewhere in the Discord. We did talk about it, but it wasn't drawn. Okay, cool. I can put it on the list if you want to do it for this time. I lost my train of thought. Drawbacks. Yes, drawbacks are super important, I feel. And I missed that about Pathfinder specifically, because like having +4 to some stat is really fun, but you have to take like -2 to something else, or having multiple limbs but losing certain types of bonuses to movement, things like that. I think those are good. It definitely complicates the game, which is why D&D's stance is remove complexity and keep the boons. So instead of having a point-based system where everybody has to balance out so that they're the same power level with what used to be called race points, they simply just have a base set of everybody gets this bonus. Tosh has kind of explained this. Everybody gets this bonus of a type, a choice of these 2 things, and then 3 feats, essentially. A racial feat, a background feat, an ancestry feat, and that's about it. Pathfinder's moving to that way as well. You asked me to suggest something for a video when you were doing commission art video thing, and I just blurred out a rich fancy knoll instead of a big thick kobold. Gotcha, okay. And yeah, the game gets rid of a lot of negatives. Character races just look... Yeah, exactly. I think kobolds are a lot more powerful than they were in 3.5. But they're also a little... They're weaker in a weird way. They are not as specialized as they once were. Because they were small, and they were cunning, and they had all of these negatives to strength. They were hyper dexterous, could basically infinitely see in the dark. Like I think they had perfect dark vision, which there's only a handful of creatures that had that, like them and Drow, I think. But they had sunlight sensitivity, and they had like very, very low constitution because of it. But they were very, very squirrely, and I loved it. So I feel like I drew a rich gnoll. Did I draw a gnoll with a big hat? I might have done that. I might have drawn a gnoll with a hat, but I don't think I did the original. I think I'm about done with this one. This is a cool... This is essentially... I just drew Robot Antic. We're probably going to call this one here pretty quick. I think it would be cool if there was a list of drawbacks you could pick from at level 1, but you only get one. There are a couple, actually, yeah. So, maybe it's in 3.5. 3.5 and Pathfinder both have optional drawbacks. And the way they have them, though, is if you pick 2 drawbacks, you get an extra feat, which I think is really cool. So that's another fun way to start with a feat. I'm still on the fence, but I will say, being one of the few people that have actually played the new kobolds, I definitely has upsides, and it has some downsides. Yeah, it's definitely, they lost some of their, like, I want to say, like, cheese, because they had some really powerful moments, like there were situations that made them super, super powerful, and those have kind of been nerfed, but I think they're overall a little more balanced and feel a little better. Is there a myth fantasy creature you'd like to see added to D&D or Pathfinder? Let me think about that one. To be fair, I don't know exactly how Pathfinder drawbacks stack up with 3.5 feats. They're pretty similar. Yeah, like the 3.5 drawbacks and feats were pretty. A lot of them were kind of like 1-to-1. It wasn't too different. Flaws, yeah, I assumed as much. You did a null swashbuckler. Okay. I had it for the longest time. The Goldtooth spoke in the third person and is deathly terrified of spiders in the ocean. All those things have gotten better with. That's good. Kobold should have had a burrow speed. Yeah, it kind of weirds me out that they don't. For the algorithm in and out of work. Thank you, Dalton. I appreciate that. F's in chat. I do appreciate that. That does help. I think I am done with this assassin. Let's give him some shading so his cape stands out a little better. And then we'll call it here. Yeah, that was cool. I'm happy with that one. Whoop. All right, let's roll these dice. Yeah. I'm glad I made it for the Kobold Doctor. Welcome in, Dr. Random. Have you decided what you were going to add? Maybe I think I didn't look. I didn't look at a lot of the names on the list. I just have a list. Did everybody get their suggestions down? I don't think I saw your name. The video wasn't about Kobold Spell Gaming. All right, here we go. We're rolling the dice. Rolling the dice. Triton male fighter, but instead of the ocean, he's guarding a koi fish pond? Okay. I can do that. Triton fighter koi fish. Said they are great diggers and make tunnels. Yeah, I guess that's true. There is a difference between a tunnel and a burrow speed, right? So like dwarves are good at tunneling, but they might not be good at burrowing. So maybe there is a difference there. I feel like tunnels basically won't collapse, whereas burrowing, things can't really follow you if you burrow. At least not unless they're the same size as you. How am I gonna make this a koi? I've made many a koi merfolk before. So I'll probably just stick with the same concept I normally do. Kind of floofy. Kind of floofy fish. Big collarbones. No nose. Big eyes. Big fishy eyes. I have managed to force myself to request a non-kobold. Oh no, I'll have to look for this. Now what, did it not get put on the list? There might still be updates, let me look. Oh yes, I missed, there's 3 new ones. Adventuring Grandmother Cook. I request something that is not a cook. Okay. I'll add that to the list. Hold on a second. See, are there any else I missed on this list? You know what feels, Dr. Ramos, like a terrible addiction, but one can never get rid of? I mean, yeah, I like playing humans. I will keep playing humans until there's no humans left to play. Okay, I think I got them. What I've said before, old boar? Kobold? I assume that's supposed to be kobolds, not old bolds. But they're massively swingy. Oh, I see. The old kobolds versus the new kobolds. Okay. Or more consistent. Yeah, I think that's true. Alright, let's do this here. Mouths are hard. Let's see, if you're a Triton fighter, you probably have some armor. Not barbarian, but also heavy. Maybe you don't want to have heavy armor. So let's give him like a, what do you think? Half plate? We can do like a half plate. Then we don't get to draw the fun parts, which is all the chest muscles. Oh well. To do if you're brave enough. Scale mail would be cool. Looks like fish scales. That could be interesting. I haven't gotten a kobold edition yet. I think I don't get is why did they give them the option to have tails attacks? Their tails don't grow that long to be able to whip people around with it. I mean, I draw my kobolds with super long tails. Most are even lucky if they still have their tails if they hit the age of 3, but most of them a long time before they lose cave-ins. Depends on the kobold, I guess. Which is, most kobolds are only 5. Like 5 days old. Just came out of the egg. Go till you're dead, and then that's it. Scale mode would be pretty cool. Maybe, I mean, but he's going to be covered in scales anyways, so maybe we'll just do that down here. Maybe for a pauldron, we'll give him a pauldron and then scale sleeve. That would be pretty cool. Should we make it like a shark, though? That would be pretty neat. I actually don't know what I would make that look like if I was trying to put this a shark on his shoulder. I think we'll go more rounded. And then we'll put a shark on it. I can do that. Except he's supposed to be a protector of the koi. Do shark protect koi? I don't think they do. I think they eat them. God, do shark eat koi? Are there wild koi, or are koi an abomination of humankind? Probably both. Spikes for days. Coral sea urchins full plate. Oh, that would be pretty dope. I like that. Lizards regrow their tails. Yeah, you know, there's not a lot of talk of, like, regeneration for characters. Because it's either like, oh, they regenerate instantly. It's like, they could just, you know, slowly grow back their tails. That's fine. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, technically dragons are just oversized lizards. I mean, they're giant magical creatures of the material plane, so I don't know. If anything, lizards are just lazy dragons. Once you can polymorph into anything, I don't think you can lose limbs. I'm just going to put that out there. Like, if you have access to true polymorph, it's like, I polymorph into myself, but with an arm. And then you just don't polymorph back, and hey, all of a sudden you have your arm back. It's technically a lower level spell than regenerate, so I don't know. I assume it's fine. Final Fantasy dragons are weird alien giant creatures that apparently are just their eyeballs. But if you remove both eyeballs, they apparently are fine. So it's like, wait a minute. Aren't you supposed to be dead? I'm very confused. I think we're going to do this. I think we're going to turn this into a giant... I like that coral idea. I don't know how to do that, though. It's a pain in the butt. Draw a bunch of coral. So I think we're just going to draw some scales. All the way down this. It's magic. It isn't supposed to make sense. That's fair. Yep. Kobolds are tiny dragons. I think I said this in the video. I did the kobold video, but like, I've always thought of kobolds as dragon goblins. Take that or leave it however you want. I'm fine with that. Whether it's like 100% the truth or just an analogy, like, it works. I think that's totally fine. And if all you take away from that is that they're mostly dragon, then that's fine too. Bum bum ba da dum bum. Made this guy look very happy, and I don't know if that's what my intent was. Ugh. Not phlegmy. I hate it. Sorry about that. Okay, some cool koi coloration here. Give it some spots. Now that we're talking about coral and stuff, this might be kind of cool. This arm's got some like barnacles or stuff growing off of it. Hand here, hand here. We'll give him an actual trident, because all tridents need tridents. Otherwise, they're just fish people. Social human that probably had an ancestor that got free with the Dragonborn, ancestor blood, and the dragon than a Dragonborn. Dragonborns are dragons. I mean, I'm done with that argument. Like, that's just how I look at them. From now on, all Dragonborn is just wear dragons. You cannot convince me otherwise. I need to get a drink real quick. 1 second. I will be right back. Okay. Do y'all have any good merfolk, sea, elf, or similar aquatic characters you've played? I never did an aquatic campaign. I did have a merfolk that just waddled around in heavy armor with a giant crossbow, but I played it like once and that was it. You'll love to see it. Yep, no problem, Corey. Come on, hello, hello. The Pond Protector doesn't have a ring to it. Pond Protector does have a ring to it. You could also do like a Swarm Keeper. But you just have like a swarm of koi. That would be interesting. What should we do? Let's see, what do koi have? Koi have like those big washy frills, right? I guess they're fins, but... Never played a merfolk myself, but a friend came up with a cool one Was it a Triton, I think? Triton Paladin, Oath of the Breaker, who betrayed the sea for the land. Oh, that's cool. I like that. I hope their name was like Ceviche or something. I've started doing something strange with hands as I draw them. And it's not something I started doing, like, I didn't think about doing it, it just started happening. Notice that I started drawing the knuckles first, so I could place, like, where things should be rotated. Like, I started drawing the actual, like, fingers, and then putting the hand where I feel like the hand should be attached to it. It feels really strange. It's working. I'm liking it. I'll keep trying it for a while. If you wanted to have half dragons, you needed to bathe in a tub of... Ooh, that's interesting. I haven't heard that. I mean, that could be like a ritual. I could see that being a ritual. That would be interesting. So, yeah. Maybe instead of a shark, I'll just make this a koi. Big old floofy tail. Stub your body. There was some sort of ritual in 3.5 to become a dragonborn. You hung out an egg for a few days or something similar. It was weird. Interesting. Dragon's blood is actually a disease that will turn people into feral dragons-like creatures. Cough, cough. Final Fantasy 14. That would be a good campaign. I think you're right. But that's essentially what Final Fantasy does. Did it first, I don't care. Yeah, that's fine. It's good to find the things that, like, if a video game really inspires you to make a D&D campaign out of it, like, that's great. I think that's totally cool. I mean, hell, I've been trying to play Dragoon and Dungeons and Dragons for years. Kevin the Necromancer is just straight up a black mage. Well, a necromantic black mage. Still. Text. That means that one of your ancestors had to get down and get freaky with a dragon. I mean, I think that's like the simplest means of doing that, right? Where someone spent way too much time with dragons to where it affected them magically, or they were someone who studied dragon magic and it affected their children. Your mother was struck by dragon lightning before you were born. What's the fairy tale? How did that work? The dragon found him and just raised the main character as a dragon and taught him dragon magic. I really like the Dragon Disciple concept. So they take on aspects of dragons. He's cool. He's cool. Goldtooth, yeah, the polymorph thing, like, polymorph technically is still polymorph, you know? That's a weird concept. But, yeah, I think don't overthink it. Dragons have magical effects surrounding them. Why not people, right? Yeah, I mean, and that's kind of the how I think we talked about that a while ago, the lair effect. And this could be total bullshit, but the lair effects of dragons is because when they sit down to create a horde, they're actually affecting the environment around them. Like, because they are purely creatures of the material plane, they affect the material plane. And I really like that. I really like that idea. And that's where dragon goblins come in, you know? That's where dragons hang out. By near goblins, they become more dragon-like. I can see that happening to people, too. People that hang around dragons too much start taking on aspects of that dragon. Trolls will do that. Another weird creature. May or may not be Fae related, who knows? Shark tooth here. I like the idea that if you're a merfolk and you have like bottles of potions and stuff, it's hard to drink them because you're underwater, or they try to float, so you have to like tie them down instead of hanging them on stuff. Would Rugby turn into a kobold if near a dragon too long then? I don't know if it's one goblin will not shift, but like as goblins live near something because they reproduce so much, they just slowly become that thing. They evolve too quick. Yeah, you're not keeping the hidden essence in that way. The thing with that though that I would argue is that like true polymorph from dragons isn't a learned spell, it's just a nature of their being. So them shifting into that, like, I still 100% would say, like, if someone had polymorphed, a dragon had polymorphed into a person, you would still maybe notice them, like, breathing fire out of their nose, or like, changing the temperature of the room around them. I think that kind of stuff is interesting. Maybe not mechanically the same, but I like that kind of stuff. So who's to say? So at the end of the day, like, I think the way magic is kind of worded and worked out in D&D, it's ethereal, right? Like, it's just, none of it makes much sense anyhow. So really, if someone polymorphs from a dragon to a person and then sires a child, do you think that the fact that there was a polymorphed creature, in my mind, has a high chance of making it like a changeling instead of a dragon? Just like, what does the magic do? Who knows? Dragons have superior inherent magic, not necessarily beholden to our rules of magic. Yeah. A red dragon polymorphed into human can still smell the sulfur. Exactly. I like that kind of stuff. I really like that kind of stuff. Knowing the true essence of things as well, like, if a dragon true polymorphs into a person, can someone that tracks dragons still know it's a dragon? Well, that's a rhetorical question. It's just something to think about. I don't think there's mechanically rules for it. There might be. There might be. Where's my phone? Okay. There we go. Character concept. Polymorph dragon hunter who only cares about hunting dragons that try to hide as humans. Why does it have to be a polymorph dragon hunter, though? Oh, it's hunting. It's not a polymorph dragon. It's a polymorph dragon hunter. I understand. Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, there's no right or wrong answers to any of these questions. If you have a bard who's always way too excited to have a dragon baby, just tell him it doesn't work that way. Why would it? I mean, at the end of the day, that could also be a goal, right? Like, that's something somebody wants. I bet there are some dragons out there that would like facilitate that trade. All kinds of powerful beings want to we're willing to trade power for babies. Basically just become a warlock at that point. Are there dragon warlocks? Because I feel like there should be if there aren't. %100%. Not in 5e, bummer. think I'm about done with this one. A little more color here. To call it. All right, let's roll the next one. So what are people thinking? Would people be around for a Friday stream? A Friday, in my experience, most of the time when I do Friday streams, there's like 3 people, which is not to say that those people aren't appreciated, but 3 people does not a live stream make. I'm gonna have to homebrew that for my table. I got a Shaman PDF for the DM's Guild, which is solid. Really inspired me to do it more. Granted, this is me using what would happen if magic actually existed in the real world. Yeah, I think the other thing that we talked about a few times, specifically Goldtooth in that direction, is like the mechanics behind allowing someone to use a level 9 spell every day and the availability for people to use level 9 spells, right? Like, it's not supposed to be like, every day I true polymorph into this thing. It's like, I think it's supposed to be like kind of a big deal. And you as an adventurer might be the only person that can do it, right? So frivolous uses maybe are looked down upon. But like look at like what is it? The Wizard Tower in The Witcher. Like, oh yes, this is my Wizard Tower where I have a farm covered in sexy naked ladies. It's like, yeah, a wizard would probably do that. Like, that would happen somewhere. So like, whether or not it's polymorphing, but like illusory magic, like, people are definitely going to be people, right? Do inappropriate things with it. And hence why wizards are always thought of as evil. Power corrupts. Someone will find a way to abuse something. How many people have had a bard or a wizard be a conjuration wizard and try to sell something that they know will disappear in an hour? That is an evil act. You're cheating and swindling somebody. No, I'm chaotic good. It's like, oh, your actions say otherwise. Your actions say otherwise. Okay, I think I'm going to call that there. Next one, here we go. Yeah, level 5 characters are not something that's not bad. I think that's true. A tall, bearded human male kineticist. Oh boy, Earthbender. Here we go. So the kineticist is being playtested for 2nd edition right now. It's essentially like it's bending magic, but they are trying to build it out in a way where you get to cast spells without spell slots, which is kind of cool. The Pathfinder 2nd edition is interesting because you can not only heighten spells with higher level spell slots like in 5th edition, but you can also heighten them with extra action economy. So if you spend more actions doing things, it makes your spells do different abilities, which is pretty cool. And that's basically how the kineticist works. You spend action points to summon elements, and then you spend more action points to do different things with them. Some of which like take full rounds or whole rounds of turns, multiple rounds of turns to do different things. Yeah, we might as well just like follow the boulder, right? The boulder is conflicted about hitting a little girl. The boulder is no longer conflicted. feel like I just had a bug go up my nose. I'm alright. Bah. I mean, yeah, Goldtooth, evil. Like, those are evil acts. That's exactly what we're talking about. Yep, super evil, and that's probably a good place for a group of adventurers to solve a rash of missing people. That also just seems like cannibalism with extra steps, right? Like, just if you're gonna Sweeney Todd people, just Sweeney Todd them, right? Why would you waste the effort of spell slots? I think that really is the thing that I'm trying to talk about, is like effort, right? Like, from a game standpoint, you're like, oh yeah, I cast a level 5 spell, but like in world, that probably is exhausting. And it's probably a pain in the ass. Because otherwise people wouldn't charge thousands of gold to do it. But as a player, you're just like, I don't care. If you just Sweeney Todd people, just Sweeney Todd them. Yeah. Look out of context. There you go. Don't complicate it with magic. The morality doesn't shift if you turn them into a cow first and then kill them. They're still people you killed. What have I done to this poor man's face? His eyes are way too close together. I've done something terrible. We're going to start over. See, I don't know about that. Tricked cannibalism, right? Is that your fault or not? Morally gray areas. It could be a fun. Could be like part of a curse. What do you mean I'm cursed? It's like, well, you ate cursed meat. It's like, oh god. I thought when you polymorph something and then you killed it, it turned back into whatever it was. Is that not the case? Which D&D god do you piss off if you polymorph people? All of them. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and just change the subject because I don't like where this conversation is going. IEC the boys. Okay. I feel like this is not a good Bruce Lee pose. Maybe we'll do like, I think we should just do really square body. Built like Boulder. An actual boulder, not to the character. Front shoulder pushed, chin by this shoulder. So we're actually going to do this. And I'm going to turn the body. I'm going to turn the body the other way. I think that'll be more interesting. Better pose. A better pose. Straight out. This makes it right here. So that time I do the wrist first, which is fine. Twist this up. Yeah, let's do that. My pencil is getting thicker here. My line work is getting too... Losing detail. Losing detail. It's okay, just need to be careful. Not to lose it all the way. There we go. Notice that you give them power, that they give you power, you're supposed to make an oath, which nobody keeps with. I mean, that's... I have quite a few players that are pretty good about keeping faith with their gods. I think that's... I don't think it's that hard. I think some people might have, like, poor expectations of what that actually means. I had a really fun time with Kevin the Necromancer because he wanted to basically try to revive his god. His god was trapped somewhere, so I made him an ethereal being that couldn't really interact with him, And anytime he did something that the deity didn't like, he would have to make a will save. And if he failed it, I just made him like, yeah, your character just kind of does it unintentionally, and it's very jarring and off-putting and sucks. But a lot of it was just like, I never did anything like, no, you have to kill this guy. It was always like, you need to go here and help me. And he's like, I don't want to go that way. He's like, you're gonna go that way. Or his character would just like kind of fall to the floor. Stuff like that. Like, just, he had to figure out how to navigate it. That was the real trick, was like, this is what I want you to do, and you have to figure out how to do it. Whether it's in the spirit of what the deity wants or in the spirit of what you want to do, just figure it out. I did something very strange to this elbow. I don't know what it was. Bicep, yes, good. This elbow joint. Yeah, it's just gonna be way more stressed than I intended to be. Maybe he's whipping his arm up. We'll get some sweet rocks. Rocks a flowing. Rocks a flowing. That sounds like a drug. Oh, your rocks stagnant and boring? Try rocks a flowing. Oh no. Oh, that poor truck. Yeah. Rocks are heavy. Trucks are not meant to carry that much. Oh, I got a 1/4 ton pickup. How much does that rock weigh? 5 tons? Oops. Oops, oops, oops. Rocks is heavy, yo. Be careful. But yeah, I think the kineticist is going to be pretty cool. But I've said it before and I'll say it again. Magic is magic. And it doesn't really matter. It's a character without spell slots. So he's just a cantrip caster? No. Got psychic abilities. No, it's just spells. It's just spells. The old way they used to do it was with key points, just like that was part of being a monk. And that worked, but key points are essentially just spells. Spell slots. The message of what your god actually holds. I'm just saying, if the god is literally one of the gods of life that wants you to spread life, going around and killing a whole bunch of people just because they got in your way, I mean, that's just murder hoboing, right? Like, I think that is 100% something as your DM should be looking at. And in counterpo to that, Jump Rope and I have absolutely played good characters that try not to kill anybody. And that's a lot of fun. I once paid like 100 gold to get rid of 20 goblins. It's just like, you guys need to get the hell out of here. Like, we're gonna kill you. It's like, how about I pay you instead? and then none of you have to die. And they're like, oh, shit. Good on Lars for letting me do that, by the way. Games of not pacifist. Games in which you don't fight don't have to be like that doesn't have to be the whole game. It's definitely a combat game, right? It doesn't have to be, but for the most part it is. And that's why most people intents come from expectations, but it doesn't mean that has to be the only thing. And I think people that just go around murdering people in general means your DM isn't keeping track of consequences, right? Like, you kill a pirate lord, you might have some pirates coming after you. Oh, good, we'll just fight them. It's like, I hope they don't hire higher level adventurers to kill you out of revenge. That would be unfortunate. But that's a whole game type. It's a whole game type. And I think it's fine. The Oathbreaker Paladin really is just the anti-paladin. Like, it's I don't like that it's called the Oathbreaker because it implies that you had to willfully not choose to do something. Like, why not just start as an evil paladin? Problem solved. I don't know why it had to be an Oathbreaker. I think it's a little lazy. What do clerics have if they break their oaths? Nothing. Yeah, clerics don't have oaths. Technically, the oath or the what the hell is it called? Edicts. That was a paladin-specific thing that was meant to be kind of a challengey thing. Clerics didn't have that. They just have, basically they gain all their stuff from their deity. And I would argue that it's less about a punishment thing. And something I have played with in the past is like, if you attempt to cast a spell in a way that your deity would be opposed to, and you have no rational means to do so, the spell just doesn't work. Right? It's just like, haha, I cast Slay on, or hand, what is it? I was gonna say Hands of Harm. That's not right. What's the anti-healing spell? Cause Harm? I think Cause Harm. Atheist and iconoclast clerics are neat. I think so too. Yeah, especially in the evil clerics, I think are great as well. The necromancer clerics is one of my favorites. A lot of people like to see wizards or sorcerers as necromancers, but I'm a big necromantic cleric. Yeah, I just think like if you're, I've also talked about this in a few ways. Like, creatures have to be willing for the spells to work, and I think that's a great means of determining if things happen with deities. You know, if you want to cast remove curse on someone who's a werewolf but likes to be a werewolf, or it's like something they love and they're not willing, it's not that they're like, oh no, I am rejecting this. It's that the deity won't force you to do that. It's just like, no, it just doesn't work. Same thing with revive. Like, you can't forcefully revive somebody because the deity won't forcefully revive somebody. Because that's not what they're about. Whereas, like a true resurrection arcane spell, which is closer to forceful necromancy, yeah, maybe you have less of a choice, I would say, in that aspect. What should we do for the kineticist? Should we give them tattoos, maybe? They're a monk, right? They're a monk-ish. Monk-ish, I think, is a good way to look at it. Maybe not full-blown monk. I summon rocks, and then I throw them at you. I kind of want to give him like a belt. Big old belt would be kind of cool. Instead of the full sash, we'll just do like a half sash and a belt. Maybe a half sash and then a big old, yeah, like a big old strap belt. Ooh, I like that. Okay, so he's got like a girdle and a shoulder. And then we'll do this. He's got a very Hercules vibe going on here. We'll put some, maybe he's got nunchucks. He's got nunchucks in his belt. Just a flail to whip rocks around with. Ooh, that would be really cool. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna say it again, Goldtooth. Not everybody plays D&D the same way you play D&D. So I'm sorry if you had bad experiences. Find better games. Should also be, I really like giving people experience for non-combat things too, which is why I prefer Milestone to XP. But you can definitely do it the same way. You just have to grant XP for things that are not combat based. It's 100% a doable thing. Negotiating your way out of a fight, dealing with the dragon in a way that leaves it alive. All good examples of non-combat play. I've done something strange with this arm, and I'm not super happy with it. Let's see if I can figure out what I've done. It's not quite big enough, I think. The elbow should be like that. There we go, that's better. He's just gonna whip this rock into the air and then punch it at somebody, which always drove me crazy with Avatar. Because it's like, you just punched a rock. That's gotta hurt. Like, all the other benders just like slap water at people and breathe on them. But the earthbenders, like, they kick rocks and shit. Like, they have to be tough. Like, I don't know how you would beat them. Even the fire bending, it's like, yeah, I'm so calloused right now. Your fire don't do shit. Earthbenders should just have like DR5. Yeah, no, the rules allow for XP through non-combat. It states that in the book. Even in, especially in Adventure League, like, usually it has a, if they fight the goblins, they get X amount. If they are able to avoid this fight, reward them X amount of XP. It's all there. I'm gonna give him some scuffs. There's no way you're not an earthbender without being a little dirty. A little dirty or a little scuffed up. that what I did? I think I put the muscle in the wrong spot. There we go. Okay, that's better. Maybe? His arm's like that. It should be straight. This to elbow should be fucking rock hard. Just like, and then this is where the muscles kind of blend together. This is a bone right here, and there's not a lot of muscle that goes over top of that bone. There's some, but like, ooh, muscles are weird. This would actually probably be lower, and this would be twistier. Get a big old neck muscle. More scratches. Yeah, I can't have this argument, I guess, because I just disagree with it. Sure, it's faster, but like it's bad storytelling if that's the only reason you're killing stuff, because that's like the definition of metagaming. I want to level up, so I'm just gonna kill everything. It's just bad gaming, bad role playing, I guess. See if I can do that. That should be right. And then fingers. And then yeah. That means that should be knuckles. How do the knuckles work? How do knuckles do? I think I'm gonna pull a boulder and just give him dark black hair. Mustachio. Our mustachioed friend. Punch! Yeah, big old fist punch. Or problem is I've twisted his hand this way, and then his elbow does this, and then his arm does this, which is not. I should really have his fist going this way, I think. So we should have that, if anything. It really should be pretty straight. So let's change this. Let's put his elbow down like that. Maybe he's got it like tucked in. That'll work. I like that. I think that's better. He's got his arm kind of like pulled into the side here. That's not terrible. That matches the fist much better. We'll give him some beads because that's what I do. Here, put some more beads, put a big fishing lure on there. I like this idea of the nunchucks. Nunchucks are funny. Duncan, hello, hello. Whale milk was consistently of tooth. What? Okay. I'm not sure where that came from, but I believe you. The elbow should really be down here. Fist should not be above the shoulder. Now we're just gonna erase this. Nothing's gone quite right with this arm, so we're gonna try again. When in doubt, do it over. Elbow should go to the bottom of the ribs, and then the forearm should start there. Probably come out up here. That looks much better. Nope, that looks much worse. He's got gum arm now. Ooh, okay, hear me out. What if he's got like Ben Grimm arm, where his arm is just made out of rocks? That would be pretty cool. Milestone probably existed in previous editions, but I'd never heard of it until I started playing Adventure League. Interesting. I don't know. I'm not sure when it came out. It was just always something we talked about. I don't know if I think maybe I've only ever played one non-milestone game. Just because XP is, in my mind, kind of finicky to hold on to. And the few times we have done it, it's you get to the tables like, how much XP do we have? And then everyone's got different numbers, and it's like, why do we have different numbers? We should have all had the same amount. And it's like, let's just let the DM decide when we level. Feels much easier. It's the lazy way, and I'm okay with that. Okay, maybe not rock arm now, but I'm gonna shred the shirt. Shred it. I'm gonna get him wrapped. I'm gonna wrap his hands. Let's do that. I think that makes total sense. Maybe that's how they punch so many rocks, because they have like they have boxing gloves on all the time and no one notices. Something weird with the way that one looks, but it doesn't feel wrong to me. It just looks strange. I think it's because the bicep should start here. We might see more of that arm flexed sideways. Maybe we'd see less of the back of it, which would make this come up higher again. Yeah, I'm not sure. I might have to break that down sometime and figure it out. But we're gonna leave it for now. It might just be too far away from the body. That could be what's going on. See what happens if I do this. I might just scoot this whole section in a little bit. Yeah, that definitely helps, I think. Let's try that. Clean up, clean up. Gotta make it look like I did it all on purpose on first. Kind of gives me the Scottish vibes. Imagine getting attacked by earthbending bandits and kills. Yeah, I'd be okay with that. Here I am, kill the dragon, and now I increase my charisma. Makes sense. Did the dragon blood, like, make me hotter or more attractive? Yeah, okay, so that is... I think the biggest discretionary thing with that is... and that's mechanical, right? Is the learning a language. The higher your int score is, the more, and like, especially with Pathfinder, the way it was, is whenever you put a rank in linguistics, you got to learn a new language. So from a mechanical standpoint, you walk into a dungeon, I can't read this, level up, now I can read it. Doesn't make any goddamn sense. The idea is that as you level up, you should basically already know what you're doing, and so you should be RPing and progressing. Like, my character is studying these things, and then I'm slowly trying to learn how to read Dwarven, and then when you level up, you finally achieve that goal. Metagaming, right? Like, that's the thing. When it feels funny because people are metagaming too hard. Defeating a dragon doesn't make you more charismatic. Being level 8 does, because you've been slowly gaining that potential ability as you've played. Which is also why I'm a big fan of, like, rewarding things like that. I like starting level 1 campaigns or level 0 campaigns and then giving people stat abilities based on how they play. It's like, you know what? I think you have learned how to do these things, and you should level up. Skyrim kind of did something like that, where you basically leveled up by doing abilities. And that could be fun, but it's a little complicated and it's unnecessary, so it's got its purposes. But yeah, that's just mechanics, right? Like, don't try to read into mechanics too hard. It don't make sense. It don't make sense. Yeah, and I'm currently in the process of, in the Patreon games and my home game, I've rewarded people levels for things that they didn't intend to take, which I think has been very fun for me. Frustrating for them, I know for sure. But that's been very fun too. Just like, cool, you get into Warlock level. Fuck. Yeah. Because that feels more... It doesn't make sense that you make a pact with a demon and then gain a level in Paladin. It's like, no. Nope, you gained that level in Warlock. You now have access to some sweet vampire powers. Enjoy. Alright, I think this guy's just about done. I think that's pretty good. I could fiddle around with it, with pose a bit more, but I'm not. I don't think I need to. Yeah. It's just weirdly positioned. Probably a strange pose. I should have done something a little different, but we can try that again next time. Monk poses are kind of hard because like your body's just not in a natural position. Still fun. Cool character. I'm excited. I am excited for a kineticist. I might have to build one. But instead of rocks, I will summon weapons. Just weapons. I have a mastery of weapons. It's going to be great. Here we go. 12. A Tortle Artificer. Artillerist, of course. His name is Blast. I assume that's supposed to be a Blastoise. I'm going to not draw Blastoise out of spite. But I will draw a pretty sweet Tortle. I've not drawn a Tortle in a while, so... Kind of like... Maybe I'll do a Snapping Turtle. That could be cool. Draw the Pokemon. No, I refuse. I made it, I think. Welcome, Truck Lord. How are you today? What do snapping turtles look like? I always forget. That's how our modules focus on boons and blessings, take the several consequences. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's a really fun way to play. Yeah, if you want to play D&D as a video game, you can. You just have to build it that way. Like, I've definitely done that for people where it's just like, this is a dungeon crawl. There is no premise. Survive the dungeon. And it can be really fun. Like, it's a lot of fun. But it's a different style of play. And that's what 4th edition kind of was too. It was just like... it's very combat heavy. I don't remember what turtles look like. I need pictures of turtles. Mean. Mean, they are mean. Fair enough. Are we gonna have to draw Pokemon as D&D characters? Is that a video people want? So that's a video people want. I will make it. But I don't know if I'll do it as a live stream or just a video, you know? Why you should play as a Mudkip. I did the otter video. I guess that's not too far off. What's up, Orange Cat? Are you ready for lunch? You're not supposed to get fed for another hour. Actually, another 2 hours. Oh, it's an hour and a half. Getting pretty close. We're gonna wait. All right, I'll look it up. I need to look it up. Oh God, they're terrifying. Boop. Snapping turtle eyes are terrifying to me. They just don't look right. Cat, chill out. You need nothing. You got fed an hour ago. You're fine. Don't listen to him. He is a liar. This cat is totally fine. Cat, I hear you. You get nothing. You get nothing. Yeah, Goldtooth, I don't agree with that. I don't know why you think that. Like, there are rules set up specifically for paladins and clerics that don't have deities. I think it's totally fine. I'm not making a Blastoise. Let's make him a snapping turtle. Fair enough. Fair enough. Goldtooth, I'm worried you just want the, like, you're making a lot of, like, very, I don't know, I don't want to say aggressive, but, like, angry generalizations about D&D players. So I don't know if that's just you having a bad experience with them, or you just want to be mad at something. But I don't think that those are. I would say that that's not the cases that I've had. Cat, chill out. Holy crap. No, that's not appropriate. You are tied up in my headphones now because you are an idiot. Yeah, no, that's your own fault. Okay, hold on. I have to do something about it. Get out of here. Oh, get. Stop. Move your butt. Now my headphones are literally tied in a knot. Okay. How do I turn this into an artificer? TJ, play a narcissistic cleric that gets his power by worshipping himself. Yeah, I mean that's an option. That's definitely the case. I mean, that's inherently saying that wizards are more powerful than fighters, and I disagree with that. So, yeah, I don't agree. And if you want to talk about magic, I mean, wizards, super powerful. Fae, super powerful. Sorcerers, super powerful. None of which requires healing magic. Druids have healing spells, but don't have to worship a deity. Rangers have healing spells, don't need to worship a deity. Religion in general is just, it's not something that is required for the game. It's just a general archetype, just like the stupid barbarian. Don't have to be a stupid barbarian. People just lazy and want to play Grog. I don't know how I'm going to turn this into an artificer. I guess, do I have to put the giant cannons on the back? I really don't want to. I really don't want to, just out of spite. Give him a backpack. Guns or goggles, baby. That's true. Bury this, yeah. Wizards at level 20 may be reality warping, but what happens if they lose initiative and get stabbed 50 times? That's a great... There's in the Dresden books, they're like, how would you kill a wizard if you had to? And the answer was with a sniper rifle from a mile away. Like, that's how you kill a wizard. Because if a wizard is prepared for a fight, you're gonna lose. And I always loved that mentality of, like, wizards are very, very powerful if they're prepared. And if they're not prepared, they're chumps. Maybe I think I might give him goggles. Goggles might be pretty awesome. He's just got little Blastoise goggles on his head. Alright, I give up. I give up. We're going to put giant cannons on his back. I said no fan art, but it was described in a way that I think I'm the one bringing the fan art in, so I will allow it. But touche. Touche. I have been defeated. I'll admit that. Then again, I could give him a giant, like, what are other artillery? Trebuchet on his back would be pretty funny. Fake armor, ice cream. Ice cream, Artie. What? What does that mean? Arm cannons? Arm cannons would be pretty good. A lot of people ignore the preparation of spells per day, which makes casters more potent. Yeah, I mean, like, that's a big part of it, too. TJ, see, that makes total sense, right? It only works if they don't have simulacrums or clones. That's preparedness. Like, right? So if they're prepared, no bueno. If they know someone's trying to kill them, they're probably prepared for it. I cast sword. Mega Blastoise has arm cannons? Oh no. That seems like a horrible evolutionary. It is. Maybe I won't give him this. Maybe I'll do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna give him a big old hand. I'm just gonna give him a big old, like, Gatling gun. Cannon. I don't know if that's a siege weapon. I like Grog's giant fist siege weapons. That could be an artificer thing. That could be funny. He's just got like a battering ram on his back. That'd be pretty cool. Uh-oh, at that angle it looks like he's got a giant willy. That's not what I want either. Maybe he's got his hand on a trebuchet. Can you have a siege crossbow? Is that a thing? Like, I know ballista is a thing, but I don't know if ballistas are actually siege weapons. Is there a siege crossbow? I need a list of siege weapons is what I need. But I like the idea that he's just got a giant... Like, he just carries around a ballista, not on a cart. Catch you later, Girl 2. Thanks for hanging out. If you read the books, they have a lot of small rules, but imagine reading. Spell component prices for arcane focuses make no sense. I don't know if you can get gum for free in D&D if there's a manufactured product. I assume that means like gum from a tree, like sap. Yeah, there's a lot of like... You need to find the... What? Eye of a newt. It's like you're telling me a wizard that lives in town is going to be able to find a newt that easily? Probably not. Spell components are a hassle. Preparedness. What's up, cat? I want to give him like a belt. I want to give him like a big old engineer apron schmuck thing. Tool belt, I guess? Yeah, it's a tool belt. We can do that. Maybe put a little wrench in there. Maybe a spanner. Get my hammer over here. I guess if he's a siege artillerist, though, he's probably pretty ready for combat. So maybe we should give him a big old armament. Give him some armor up here. Make it kind of spiky. That could be cool. Looks like the four main siege weapons were rams, catapults, trebuchets, and ballistas. Okay, so the ballistas count, so we're going to do that. I just always use a focus. They don't typically deal with other single components. Also, I promote the idea that I get magic wads for casters that cost like 300 gold to create, but can only be used to replace any non-consumed component below its value. Yeah, Bionic, that's actually how a lot of the spell foci work in Pathfinder. So like a good example of the way we did it was to cast what was it, to cast Animate Dead, I believe you need something like 50 gold worth of onyx beads. But if you have somebody or can pay somebody to create a foci using 50 gold worth of onyx beads plus the cost of creating the foci, you can just cast it indefinitely. It's not consumed. And I think that is a much smarter way to do it and go about it. It just requires some planning, right? And the idea is that you either need to go through, and once again, you have to have the components once, or you have to have something that's like, this foci is worth anything up to 500 gold. Sweet, so it's 500 gold times 2,000 times like the requirement for the person paying for it. So it's usually about 3,000 gold, 3,000 gold for that kind of stuff. That's great. Like, that's a perfect thing. If you know you're going to use a spell over and over and over again, that's much more efficient than burning something every time. Also, promote the idea again, magic wands for cast. Oh yeah, yeah. Pathfinder does something similar. Second edition is doing something weird with the spells. Basically, the wands are essentially free spell slots for that spell. Like, if you can cast that spell already, like you have it on your spell list, the wand allows you to cast it once per day for free, which is weird. And then you have a chance to like do it again, overclocking it, which has a chance to break it and things like that. But I'm not sure. I have to fiddle with that some more because it's an interesting concept. I've always wanted to make like a wand caster where you're just basically slinging spells out of wands. That could be really fun, but kind of like a gunslinger, but with wands. There's a few builds for that, so I'm gonna try it out. Maybe that's what I'll do instead of a human fighter, because I was planning on building a fighter or a cavalier, but maybe I'll do that instead. Okay, so I'm gonna give him huge Huge bolts here. Let's put some arrows in his back. That would be funny. It's just like, beep. Got some little arrows over here. Give him some scratches. They're probably not like a well-preserved artillerist. You're probably like beat to shit. So then maybe what we'll do is we'll have his ballista bolt here and ready to go. And then where should we put the other bolts? Should just have like a huge. It's got like a sling. Hey, brought all my arrows. If they have those big broadheads on them, you probably couldn't just stack them in a bag. You probably have to actually like set them in place. So maybe this should be like a clip, or maybe you have to assemble them each. Oh, that'd be really cool. I like that idea. You've only got like 2 or 3 prepared, and then you just have like a slew of a whole bunch of shafts. Then you have to put the tip on this. Then we'll just put like a whole bunch of arrowheads kind of dangling off this. Scratches on his arm. Give him some little claws here. Maybe they're like strapped into the quiver here. Mr. Turtle. Time is it's almost 2 o'clock. Could probably keep going today. Should probably go make some lunch though. Probably smart. How are people feeling? Artificer has amazing list of spells to use. Yeah, that's true. Is abundant ammunition still on their list? Or is that a Pathfinder thing? I like abundant ammunition. Regardless, this guy definitely has it. Let's make this look a little cooler. Give this a metal bracket. Keep going, I'm listening on my hour drive. All right. Yeah, we'll keep going for a bit. Those of you that are new, feel free to leave a comment on any of the videos if you haven't seen the videos. If you are a follower, thank you. Comments still help. I have lots of really cool people leave comments about like the characters they've played in relations to the videos, and I really like reading those. It's been a lot of fun. Got the ooze video out a week or two ago now. Probably going to do another short form video and then do another why you should play video. I have a few in the works. But I want to get some little tiny content things out. I still have not heard anybody say anything about whether or not they would be around for a Friday stream. I assume Fridays are always busy for people because they're running out of town or trying to get work done. So, if people would be interested, I might do one, but if no one says anything, I will just take the day. Do my own thing. Commissions are open. If you'd like to get a commission done, let me know. Over on the Discord. Thinking about branching out into Final Fantasy and World of Warcraft stuff. Just because I can do it. I've done it before. I love both of those games. I'll be around for a Friday stream. Okay. Basically, no subclasses have disappointed me more than the Alchemist subclass in 5e. Yeah, the Alchemist in 5e was not great. Basically a half caster class whose abilities all come from casting spells. Yeah, there's a reason that the Alchemist became its own class in Pathfinder, and 5e did not didn't do it justice, period. Like they definitely went the wrong way. It's just like, what if all the same things but alchemy flavored? It's like, okay, what about the mutagens? What about the transforming into stuff? What about multiple limbs, like the homunculi? There's tons of stuff that just didn't feel like it got enough airtime, I guess. Plan to work on my truck. Nice. Okay. Friday stream maybe this week then. We'll see how it goes. If it goes well, we'll do more of those, and if not, we'll go back to normal. I hear you, cat. I hear you and acknowledge you. You get the pets, but you get no food. Yeah. No food. I think I'm about done with this big boy. We could probably do one more, I think, today. I think that sounds about right. I might have to look at the artillerist. I don't want to say engineer, but that's not right. Artificer. So that would be fun. It would be fun to have a giant ballista. Let's put a sword just like stuck in his back. I know turtles' shells are not impervious like this. It hurts them, but he's fine. He's fine, he doesn't notice. He's a big beefy boy. Maybe that's just where he keeps his sword, you know? Then I need to draw a sword. I'm gonna grab a quick drink and maybe an apple. That sounds pretty good. Sounds like a good lunch. So I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna run an ad. Unless people have been getting ads already. I don't know if they're automatic or not. Not sure how that works. Cats want food because the cat is fat. Cat is fat. Actually, he's not. He's getting better. He's been running around all summer. I think your diet worked, but I don't know if I need to keep you on it. I want to be fat. Please. I might go feed him a little early just to give him some de-stressing. Let me get some wood grain on this. This is a cool character. I like this. So let me go grab a snack real quick. I'm going to take a quick, like, 2-minute break. And then I will come back, we'll roll, and we'll do one more. Alright. So hang out, everybody. I will be right back. Come on, cat. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, you get food early because you're a whiner. Okay, I'm back. I have an apple and carrots, which I'm sure are great to listen to. I also have a bunch of ants, but I can't figure out where they're going. They're just like on my counter, eating like 2 pieces of onion that fell off the cutting board, but they're not going anywhere. They're just hanging out. I don't know what to do about that. Let's roll this. See what we're drawing. What do we have now? A paladin ooze inside a complete armor and try to distinguish as normal knight. Try to disguise as normal knight. Okay, I like that. They're planning to take over your house. They're obviously scouts. Yeah, it's like... I don't know where they're going, though. Like, I can't find them. I can't figure out where they're coming from. One year, we had them crawling out of our light sockets. That was interesting. That was a horror story. That's the point. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, here we go. Armored ooze. I could go like full metal alchemist. And just make there no ooze, but that seems kind of like against the point. I'm also a big fan of, like, if I were an ooze and I decided I could take the form of a human, I would definitely take the form of a lady, because they're pretty. I think they look more interesting. So I always draw my ooze women as women. I guess I always draw my oozes as women. Because if I had the choice, that's what I would choose. Of course, you gotta put the skull in there. Just got back time to see the ooze. Nice. Drawing oozes and, excuse me, painting oozes are very different. Oh, I got the sneezes. I got the ooze choosing lady. I get the ooze choosing a lady thing. I guess it depends on what ooze seems inherent in the form and spells, though. Be interesting by trying to simulate ascension ooze. Thoughts on that? I mean, I made a whole video about it. Go check out the Why You Should Play an Ooze video. Yeah, there's the Ooblix and the what the hell the other one's called. It doesn't really matter. There are a few slime races that are essentially just changelings, but they're like, oh, but it's an ooze. It's like, why would it? If it can just turn into a person, it's no longer an ooze. It's just a shape changer. So I'm definitely a fan of playing very gelatinous versions of oozes. And if they want to like take human form, that's fine, but it's still very ambiguous, you know. Like, maybe their pseudopods count as limbs. That's about as far as I go. And so I like the idea that they basically, like, pick up a skeleton or a body and just use that as structure so they can have some shape. I really like that idea. So that they can interact with the world around them. Otherwise, they're just goopy ooze. To see that. Yeah. So I made the Why You Should Play Ooze and then the guide to ooze. The guide was more of like how to use oozes as enemies, but the other one was definitely a playable race. I could see that. I could see an ooze having a favorite type of bone structure that it likes to use. That could be fun. And I think that's a good way to do it. It's like, as you use it, you know, when you take damage, it's like, well, I don't really take that much damage as an ooze, but maybe the bones get broken or the armor gets broken. Some goo in there. There we go. The deeper things go, the darker it gets. My party is puzzling over a harmless ooze that's pink and smells like green tea. I'm not sure what it is. Is it the pink jelly from Slime Rancher? Is that what's going on? I think that same conversation about being upset that you have a dwarf skeleton instead of an elf skeleton would be pretty funny for, like, skeletons, necrocrafts, warforged. I think all of that's great. Only I were a little bit taller. Could be a baller. Can't remember the rest of that song. I also feel like armor is one thing, but like I don't think oozes would understand clothes. Because they would just, like, cloth would just get wet and absorbed. Bionic, that's terrifying. But I guess it's no different than, like, finding a chicken, right? Do we eat it? Do we keep it? Only uses elf zombies. You know, it's not the weirdest thing I've heard. It's kind of weird, though. What kind of weapon would a ooze soldier use? My phone just rang. Lots of weirs to go around in this little hobby of ours. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think anything that isn't blunt is probably fascinated by pointy. Something sharp. That's true. Yeah, pointy and sharp would probably be pretty hard for a goo. I love unnecessarily wide swords. I think they're funny. How thick do you want the blade? I just want it just all blade. Gotta have those big thigh-high boots, otherwise all the goo will come out. Nobody wants that. Big buckler here. A buckler and Sauron gloves. Almost look like it's wielding a halberd by its head. Yeah, we could do that. We could give it like a big old haft, just like all the way over here. Just doesn't know. It doesn't know how to hold stuff. It's like, ah. Maybe that's why I like the big broadhead swords, because it's not actually a sword, it's just a spear. This is a spearhead. Whoops. Whoops, all spears. I really like Sting. It's got that big leaf blade. That's really nice. That got so sloppy. What happened there? Let's try that again. I think we'll probably call it after this sketch. I'll keep the same post up, and we'll see what happens for Friday, and we'll add a few more on there. And if people want to add more on Friday, we'll do that. If you'd like to change your suggestion by Friday, let me know, and we'll swap those out or something. arm look like? It's made out of ooze. Ooze. I should probably put some bones in it. It's not going to be very good at holding a weapon if it's just all sloppy juice. I was going to say goo. Goo juice. Sludge. What? I mean, is ooze the plural of ooze? Oozes? Juicy oozes? Gooey oozes? Sludge? I could say sludge. This looks an oversized knee guard. Yeah. I wanted it to wrap. So, like, I wanted it to be one-sided and kind of wrap over. Just thinking about something like this is like kind of asymmetrical. I'm trying to make armor a little more interesting because I feel like I'm getting kind of stuck in a rut with my armors. So I'm trying some stuff. Oozes is the English language related book. Okay. Oozes, slimes, jellies. I don't need to make my own jokes. Well, I like that's flat. I like that's a flat plate. We'll add some shading here, and I think we'll probably start winding down. Hope everybody's having a good week so far. We have some plans for the weekend. I might just sleep a bunch. I've not yet decided. Might go get some yard work done though. That's always the way it is. There needs to be more necromantic oozes. Just putting that out there. The party just discovered a bunch of tribes of sentient monkeys, and they're going to try to stop a war between them. Nice. That could be fun. In an airborne game. That could be really funny. The great papaya tree is ours! Cannot have it. Begin flinging the royal poo. I hope one of the kings is a giant orangutan. Also, you should definitely look into it's not the Monkey King, is it? What's it called? In Pathfinder, there's a giant. I think it's like the Monkey King, but it's a gorilla, which is really strange because all of the Vanara, which is the monkey folk. You basically have to beat the old Monkey King, and then you become the Monkey King, but it turns you into a giant, great ape. Putting some Jungle Book stuff in there too, great. I like it. Let me know how that goes. I think it'd be a lot of fun. I think I might have a D&D game tonight I need to prep for now that I think about it. I should probably see if that's going to happen. Where did we leave Kevin the Necromancer? Oh, that's right. Everyone was about to explode. Oh boy. Alright. I think that is probably pretty good. I will, like I said, I'll keep the list. If people want to add more to it or change something, let me know. We'll be back on Friday. We'll try this again. So thanks again, everyone, for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Feel free to put comments on some of the other videos. Try to get some of the new videos off the ground. The shifters, and the ooze video. Just you know, share that with your friends. Put some comments on there. Post it to Reddit or something. I'm not sure. I don't know how that works. But thanks again. Thanks for all the suggestions. I hope everyone has a wonderful week. We'll see you Friday. Stay happy, stay healthy, keep your dice on the table. We'll catch you next time. Bye, everyone.